The Tale of Pyramus and Thisbe. From the Metamorphoses of Ovid. Within the town, of whose huge walls, so monstrous high and thick, the farm is given Semiramis, for marking them of brick. Dwelt hard together two young folk, in houses joined so near, that under our own roof well nigh both twine convied were. The name of him was Pyramus, and Thisbe called was she. So fair a man in all the east was none alive as he, nor ne'er a woman, maid nor wife, in beauty like to hear. This nigh-bred acquaintance first. This nigh-bred first did stir the secret sparks. This nigh-bred first an entrance in did show, for love to come to that, to which it afterward did grow. And if that richt had taken place, they had been man and wife. But still their parents went about to let which, for their life they could not let. For both their hearts with equal flame did burn. No man was privy to their thoughts. And, for to serve their turn, instead of talk, they used signs. The closelier they suppress the fire of love, the fiercer still it raged in their breast. The wall that parted house from house had riven therein a cranny, which shrunk at marking of the wall. This fault, not marked of any, of many 100 years before. What doth not love espy? These lovers first of all found out. And madder why? Whereby to talk together secretly. And through the psalm did go their loving whisperings, very licht and softly to and fro. Now, as at one side Pyramus, and Thisbe on the t'other, stood often drawing, one of them, the pleasant breath from other. O thou envious wall, they said, why lett'st thou lovers thus? What matter were it, if that thou permitted both of us in arms each other to embrace? Or if thou think that this were overmuch, yet metest thou at least make room to kiss. and yet thou shalt not find us churls. We think ourselves in debt for this some piece of courtesy, in vouching salve to let our sighings to our friendly heirs thus freely come and go. Thus having where they stood, in vain complained of their woe. When nicht drew near, they bade adieu, and each gave kisses sweet unto the parget on their side. The which did never meet. Next morning, with her cheerful light, had driven the stars aside, and Phoebus, with his burning beams, the dewy grass had dried. These lovers at their wonted place by fore appointment met. Where, after much complaint and moan, they covenanted to get away from such as watched them, and in the evening late to steal out of their father's house and eke the city guard. And to the intent that in the fields they stride not up and down, they did agree at Ninus' tomb to meet without the town, and tarry underneath a tree that by the psalm did grow, which was a fire-high mulberry, with fruit as white as snow, hard by a cool and trickling spring. This bargain pleased them both, and so dilate, which to their thought a way but slowly goeth, did in the ocean fall to rest, and nicht from thence doth rise. As soon as darkness once was come, straight Thisbe did devise a shift to wind her out of doors, that none that were within perceived her, and muffling her with clothes about her chin, that no man might discern her face. To Ninus' tomb she came, unto the tree, and sat her down there underneath the psalm. Love mad or bold, but see the chance. There comes, besmeared with blood about the chaps, a lioness, all foaming from the wood, from slaughter lately mad of kine, to staunch her bloody thirst with water of the foresaid spring. Whom Thisbe spying first, afar by moonlight, thereupon with fearful steps gan fly, and in a dark and irksome cave did hide herself thereby. And as she fled away, for hast she let her mantle fall, the which for fair she left behind, not looking back at all. Now, when the cruel lioness her thirst had staunched well, in going to the wood, she found the slender weed that fell from Thisbe, which with bloody teeth in pieces she did tear. The night was somewhat further spent, ere Pyramus came there. Who, seeing in the subtle sand the print of lion's paw, waxed pale for fear. But when also the bloody cloak he saw, all rent and torn, "O need," he said, "shall lovers too confound? Of which long life deserved she, of all that live on ground?" My soul deserves of this mischance the peril for to bear. Ay, wretch, have been the death of thee, which to this place of fair did cause thee in the nicht to come, and come not here before. Me wicked limbs and wretched guts, with cruel teeth therefore, devour ye, O ye lion's owl, that in this rock do dwell. But cowards use to wish for death. The slender weed that fell from Thisbe up it takes, and straight doth bear it to the tree, which was appointed erst, the place of meeting for to be. And when he had bewept and kissed the garment which he knew, "Receive thou my blood too," quoth he, and therewithal he drew his sword, the which among his guts he thrust, and by did draw it from the bleeding wound, beginning for to die, and cast himself upon his back. The blood did spin on high, as when a conduit pipe is cracked. The water, bursting out, doth shoot itself a great way off, and pierce the air about. the leaves that were upon the tree, besprinkled with his blood, were dyed black. The root also, bestained as it stood, a deep, dark, purple colour, straight upon the berries cast. Anon scarce ridded of her fair, with which she was aghast. For doubt of disappointing him, comes Thisbe forth in haste, and for her lover looks about, rejoicing for to tell how hardly she had scaped that night the danger that befell. And, as she knew right well the place and fashion of the tree, as which she saw so late before, even so when she did see the colour of the berries turned, she was uncertain whether it were the tree at which they both agreed to meet together. While in this doubtful stone she stood, she cast her eye aside, and there, bewildered in his blood, her lover she espied, lie sprawling with his dying limbs. At which she started back, and looked pale as any box. A shuddering through her struck, even like the sea, which suddenly with whizzing noise doth move, when with a little blast of wind it is but touched above. But when, approaching nearer him, she knew it was her love, she bared her breast, she shrieked out, she tore her golden hairs, and taking him between her arms, did wash his wounds with tears. She mined her weeping with his blood, and kissing all his face, which now became as cold as ice, she cried in woeful curse, "Alas, what chance, me Pyramus, hath parted thee and me? My counts were on me Pyramus. It is thy Thisbe, even she whom thou dost love most heartily, that spaketh unto thee. Give ear and raise thy heavy head. He, hearing Thisbe's name, lift up his dying eyes, and having seen her, closed the psalm. But when she knew her mantle there, and saw his scabbard lie without the sword, unhappy man, thy love hath made thee die. Thy love, she said, hath made thee slay thyself. This hand of mine is strong enough to do the like. My love no less than thine shall give me force to work me wound. I will pursue the dead. And wretched woman as I am, it shall of me be said, that like as of thy death, I was the only cause and blame. So am I thy companion eke, and partner in the psalm. For death which only could, alas, asunder part us twine, shall never so dissever us, but we will meet again. And you, the parents of us both, most wretched folk alive, let this request that I shall make, in both our names be live, entreat you to permit, that we, whom chaste and steadfast love, and whom even death hath joined in own, may, as it doth behove, in own grave be together light. And thou, unhappy tree, which shroudest now the corse of own, and shalt anon through me shroud too, of this same slaughter, hold the sicker signs for aye. Black be the colour of thy fruit, and mourning like alway, such as the murder of us twine, may evermore be wry. This said, she took the sword, yet warm with slaughter of her love, and setting it beneath her breast, did to her heart it shove. Her prayer with the gods and with their parents took effect. For when the fruit is truly ripe, the berry is bespecked with colour, tending to a black. And that which after fire remained, rested in own tomb. As Thisbe did desire.